everyone to the Toy Muhammad show and get prepared to hear about the greatest story ever told. Right about now, what I'm gonna do is tell you all the things that we're into. Okay, once upon a hurry somewhere in the future, we didn't have to worry if somebody would shoot you. Excellence, yes y'all, we all that. Business, real estate, and actual facts. Actually, that's the tip of it. Financial gifts with it. Spiritual advancement, we're here to uplift. We're here to celebrate your success and give it back to everybody and their mama know where to shop at. You like that? I love that. We do too. You can change your condition when you change you. Yeah, so sit back, relax, and let your conscience be free. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce Brother Tory.
Great. How were you all doing today? There you go. I dipped in and out for a quick minute. Man, I hope everyone is doing well today. You see the smile on my face. I get excited when I talk to Chicago shaker and movers. And today we have an incredible young lady who is going to be telling us about some things that you all need to be aware of, especially our entrepreneurs, and especially if you have a place that you live. If you have shelter, absolutely, this is somebody you need to be talking to, and because she can help you with the expansion of it, with building your assets. But man, so and we in this real estate game, so man, this is going to be a great conversation for us to have. So without any further ado, I want to bring on attorney counselor Shymane Robinson. How are you doing today?
I am good. Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here today.
Man, it is our pleasure to have you. I was telling you before we came on, I was very excited to hear about the things that you're doing. Matter of fact, I shared your information on both Instagram and Facebook, and I think we had like 30 or 40 shares on Facebook.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
So of course people see it, they get excited. Now, you're doing some things that are just groundbreaking in Chicago. But before we get into it, I would love for you to share with us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from, Chicago? How long, what high school you went to? Tell us a little bit about how you got to where you are before we get into that.
Yes, so I am a Chicago baby, born and raised here in Chicago. I get the honor of saying that I have a little experience all over Chicago, but I am born and raised on the west side of Chicago, and then towards that high school years, we migrated to the south side of Chicago. So I pretty much have experience all over Chicago. Regarding where I went to high school, I also had a non-traditional experience. I started out my first 2 years going to Gwendolyn Brooks right here on the south side of Chicago on 111th. And then I was presented with a really, really valuable opportunity, which was to start college early. One of my friends told me, like, hey, we can start college our junior year and complete our last 2 years of high school and our first 2 years of college at the same time. I was happy. I was excited. I'm like, let's do it. So I then subsequently transferred from Gwendolyn Brooks to the Briar Vantage Academy, which is a dual enrollment program that allowed me to complete my last 2 years of high school as well as my first 2 years of college simultaneously. And I was able to graduate with a bachelor's at the age of 19.
Man, a bachelor's at the age of 19. That is so beautiful.
Yes.
It took me to 23 to get mine.
That's okay.
So
That's okay.
look, and I like this. I like this humbleness. I like this humbleness about yourself. You provide the opportunity. That means you were a top student. You seized the opportunity.
I did.
Man, that's wonderful. So talk a little bit about what led you into the career path that you have now with, an emphasis on helping to transform our communities through entrepreneurism and real estate.
Yeah, so becoming a lawyer have always been a dream of mine. Even as a young girl, I wanted to be a lawyer. I first was introduced to the law. I actually was Unfortunately, I sat through a case of my older cousin. It was a criminal case, and I didn't know that they were lawyers, but I knew whatever it was they was doing, I wanted to do. And I soon learned that they were lawyers. So ever since that time, I had to be about 9 or 10, I wanted to become a lawyer. But remember, I was introduced from criminal law. And the older I got, I was like, wait a minute, being a criminal law isn't the only type of lawyer that we need. In order for us to change the landscape of what we're seeing in our communities, we need to be building wealth, right? It's the resources, it's the wealth that is needed to really make that change in our communities. So once I learned that there were more lawyers other than criminal lawyers, I knew my path needed to be geared towards not just helping, criminals or those who were charged and are not criminals, but they were charged and need to defend themselves. I needed to help our community to build wealth, to build businesses, to own their businesses, own their homes, so that way we can build that generational wealth and change the landscapes of our communities.
Man, I love it. And, there are a lot of studies out there that say the more wealth, of course, and the more people are lifted up out of poverty, the less crime is in the community. So it's
I
really
believe
it's
that.
really going to the root cause of it. And, I love to talk about this because we often come up in our community thinking that other people, other communities have more intelligence, more ability, right? But oftentimes we lose because of the lack of information. And so when you talk about, I was so excited when you talked about, helping businesses protect their brand, protect their trademark, copyrights, and patents. That's so important. But talk a little bit about why patents and copyrights and trademarks, why do they matter for a business?
Yes. Trademarks, patents, copyrights, that is your intellectual property, and it really matters. A great amount of economic wealth is built through entrepreneurship, and real estate is, of my opinion, but there's also studies that can prove that as well. What most people do not know is you don't own your brand without a trademark, right? You don't own your creativity. You don't own your inventions and your ideas unless you have a trademark. That trademark is what gives you that exclusive ownership right across the United States to be able to not only own your creativity, to use your creativity without someone else stealing it. And if they were to attempt to steal it, you can get paid for that, right? So, not owning your creativity, it literally leaves us at a disadvantage where a lot of times things are being stolen from us and there's nothing that we can do about it. um, we are not being paid and compensated fairly for our intellectual property because we are not taking the proper steps to protect ourselves.
Man, beautiful. And we got a wide range of people who tune in to us. We got Gen Xers and we got millennials, right? Talk a little bit about the digital intellectual property. And I know you help people do their podcast. You got some stuff set up in the office over there. So talk a little bit about the importance and value in the digital property space.
Yes, digital is so important in today's time. Most of your clients is probably coming from social media. They're listening to us right now on social media. And because we are moving into a digital world, it's just as important to protect your intellectual property in the digital world. So you mentioned podcasting. We do have a podcast room available here at our Southside location, available for use. For brands to be able to build their brands, market, and get wider exposure to their companies. But when it comes to protecting that, what are some things that you can protect for your podcast? It's going to be the name of your podcast, your slogan, your content, right? When we come on here and we record content together, you don't want someone else to steal this content and then sell it in a course and make money. You want to make sure that you're protecting your content and your creativity. This literally sets you apart. A brand is valuable and valued based on the assets that it has. Your intellectual property is an asset and it should be protected even for your digital assets that you're using.
Man, beautiful. And we didn't even jump into this part yet, but since we talked a little bit about the office, talk about And this may have been one of the things that was so exciting to people. You are the youngest black female lawyer to set up a law firm, office on the South Side of Chicago.
Yeah, so from my knowledge, I have become the youngest. Not saying that there's never ever in the world been someone before me. Just to clarify that for some of the attorneys that were attorneys mad, like I'm sure that your ancestors came before you. We do appreciate our ancestors, right? But from my knowledge, I have become the youngest female attorney that have opened up our second office on the south side of Chicago. Now, one of the things that's really important about our office, and I think why I was given that title, because I didn't give myself that title, it was given to me. But I think why I was given that title is our law firm is different from just a law firm. Our office space is different from just a legal law firm, right? We are the first. I want to say we the first, but I don't like putting those stigmas because all the lawyers are petty. Don't get me wrong; they're really petty about wording, and they're looking to say, "Put one of the youngest, don't put the first," all of that type of stuff. So, but I want to say I think it's accurate to say we are the first law firm that I am aware of who have opened up our space to the community to be able to come in. We have carved out space for them to come in and be able to rent, at affordable rates, of course, equipment, right? The podcast room to be able to build and grow their brand. We've opened up conference room space. We've tried to make it for the community, by us, for the community, where it's a resource for everyone. I'm not aware of any other lawyers who are doing that. So we are really proud of that.
Man, it's beautiful. It is a an acknowledgement of the times and some of the needs of businesses and business owners and content creators, if you will, in this space that we're in right now. Tell us a little bit about, of course, make sure you give the location of both of them, but of course the South Side one, and then talk a little bit about this guarantee, right? We hear about this trademark guarantee that you have, and explain that to folks, and of course, and what benefit that it has for entrepreneurs.
Yes. So the trademark guarantee, let's get into it. I'm really, really excited for this trademark guarantee, and I will say this on the record: we are the first and the only law firm that have a trademark guarantee that I'm aware of. But with that guarantee, I'm going to explain to you what it is. But I also want to put it out there to my fellow attorneys. I urge you guys to start doing it. I do things for the culture, and I want them to start doing it. We're not competing. I want you guys to copy and do this because it helps our community. What the trademark guarantee is and why it's so important, a lot of small businesses and medium-sized, mid-sized businesses, they don't have large legal budgets. And they haven't set aside $100,000, $50,000, even $10,000 sometimes to really secure their brands and to be able to do the foundational work that's needed for their brand and gain ownership of their brand. With that trademark guarantee, what we are guaranteeing here at True Lawyer, if we file a trademark application for you and we clear that mark for you, we are with you until you get registered. Okay. If for any reason that mark does not register after we have cleared it, we will file another application for you um, and cover your legal fees for doing so. This is really, really important. Most lawyers charge by the hour, regardless of result, right? Fees does vary depending on what law firm, but it literally can be anywhere from about $400 an hour to $2,000 an hour. And there's a variety of reasons that your application can be refused at the USPTO. And right now, they've received about 300,000 applications over the last year, and they're doing a lot of hiring. And we are getting refusals for stuff that makes no sense at all. It is stuff that you can beat if you have the money. And if your attorney is billing you hourly and you don't have the money to fight with the USPTO, there's a chance that you're not going to gain ownership of your brand. That's not our goal. We do this for the culture. We want you to own your brand own your home, leverage your assets. So we have issued this trademark guarantee to make sure that you can gain ownership of your brand.
Man, I love it. And tell us a little bit about the importance of the real estate piece. Let's talk a little bit about that component a little bit so people can understand and make sure and give us the address too, so I can put the address in the banner here.
Yes, absolutely. So our Southside location is on 95th and Avers. Um, we was looking everywhere for a location, but I'm so glad to be here. We're on 95th and Avers. You can walk in whenever you want. We are here. We also have a downtown location, which is on 73rd and Monroe. Most of our trademark clients never come in the office. They work virtually with us, so it's not required for you to come in the office. Most of our work is done virtually. And for that reason, our downtown location is now appointment only. But if you want to meet the team, you want access to the podcast room, you can come into our Southside location.
So, do you have to be a client to use the podcast room?
You don't. You really don't. This is for the community. When I really developed this space here, everyone was like, "Where's your private office? Are you gonna have a private office for you?" I'm like, "I don't need that. I didn't get this location for me. I got it because one of the things about business is without marketing, your business won't grow.
That's
And
right.
I work, and you can agree with that, right?
Absolutely.
And I work with business owners every single day. And while it's important to own your brand, it's important for you to have a profitable brand. We and one of the ways that you can really reach a lot of people is with podcasting, but people don't understand podcasting, the equipment is expensive.
It is.
It's expensive. So I purchased that for you. You'll be able to come in and rent it at affordable rates, of course, and really be able to grow your brand and become successful entrepreneurs. And my hope is by you becoming successful entrepreneurs, that's going to impact our communities positively. I think you're on mute there. You're on mute. We're not able to hear you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Right.
Okay.
I forgot I
Yeah.
turned that mic off, but I switched cameras so you can see. I know you definitely all this equipment costs some money. Your
It
mic,
costs
your
some
headphone,
money.
your podcast tools.
Yeah, we're trying to break those barriers for entrepreneurs, right? Like my whole goal is not just to be your lawyer. I want to be a strategic partner on your team. I want to see you successful. I want to see you to impact our communities because I really believe that entrepreneurship is the way that we're going to change the landscape of our community.
That's a fact. I agree with you 100%. What are some of the type of businesses? Do you have a niche people you deal with more than others in terms of industries?
I service clients across all industries. I work with nurses, I work with investors, I work with comedians. It's literally all over the board. They're in the beauty industry. Some of them are writing, they're authors, they're writing books. I literally service for trademarks clients across all industries. And then, of course, we work with a lot of investors and homeowners as well for the real estate.
Yep, absolutely. And so, of course, I did mention it, and people who tune in know that I recently got my real estate license, and
Congrats!
every deal I've done so far, we need a real estate lawyer in the mix, to make sure it's interesting. But of course, when your clients say, well, Tori, I got you. Why do I need a lawyer? I said, no, I'm helping to write this contract up, but the lawyers know, the lawyers understand and know, and you need somebody on your side when you're dealing with purchasing or selling, or you just because you don't know what's going to come up, and you need that expertise on hand, already in the mix, understanding what's going on.
Yes, absolutely. One of the things that people don't understand is that you don't know what you don't know.
Facts.
That is valuable. And I see so many things that go wrong in a real estate transaction. I would never, I would never purchase real estate and or attempt to sell my real estate without an attorney. They probably have seen media where someone sold the property, right? You're buying a house for $500,000 and you get there and the seller will not move out. You probably have saw that story online.
I heard that.
There are
Yes.
real horror stories that happen in real estate. Or you're the seller, you're expecting to get paid at the closing, and something goes wrong, and you're not getting paid, or you need help clearing title. You didn't know you had liens against the properties. There's just way too many variables to risk it. Real estate transactions are also very affordable, right? Our rates start at $600 depending on the matter. The peace of mind alone is worth
It's
$600.
well worth it.
Is well worth it. And when you think about generational wealth, you don't want to play with your legacy over $600, right? That's just something that I don't recommend. So if you're buying a home, you're selling a home, I highly recommend retaining counsel, hopefully true lawyer. If not, you need an attorney. And anyone that advises against that, I will first ask them why. And would you be willing to work for free? Right? And most people aren't. And after you ask that question, ask them, if I get sued, would you be willing to pay the judgment? The answer won't be yes. That means you need a lawyer to avoid those
Exactly.
things.
Yep, absolutely. Yes, it's a no-brainer and so useful. So we're excited to have another lawyer in the repertoire that we can reach out to when we're closing some deals.
Thank
And
you.
you touched on this a little bit, but I really want to emphasize the point. This when you talk about generational wealth, right? The establishment and the protection of your business, and then being able to leverage assets or acquire assets that really can help you grow your business. McDonald's, is one of the best examples I've seen that, to study. And there was, I didn't hear this verbatim from Ray Kroc, but I heard he was in a college course, and and he asked the students what business was he in, and they chuckled and said that the hamburger business. And he said, "No, I'm in the real estate business."
Hmm.
The way McDonald's was able to grow was because of the real estate aspect. So, again, talk a little bit about why it's important. And I'm speaking a little bit to one of your Instagram posts where you encourage people get started, right? Wherever you are, just get started, and the success is gonna come because you're actually doing. I'm paraphrasing, but that was what I got out of that post where you said, you got a podcast, speak it, you got this, write it, so that excited me too. So talk a little bit about the importance of getting started on this business that you want to create, because how are you going to have something to protect if you don't
Yeah,
get started?
I think the easiest way, especially for our community, is that we have to understand many of us are starting from scratch. We are not, 100 years into this game. We don't
Right.
have an option but to get started. It's going to be hard. But if you don't want your grandchildren and your great grandchildren singing the same song about mama didn't leave me anything, I'm starting from scratch. Someone has to take the first steps and get started. Waiting, time waits for no one, right? The value of the dollar today will be less in 10 years from now.
That's
If
right.
you're looking for appreciation, and like if we use real estate for an example, if you're looking for appreciation, you have to start now so it can appreciate and you can sell. I'll give you an example. When I first purchased my first piece of property, I purchased it for about $70,000. That same property today, 7 years later, if I want to sell it, it's $200,000.
Look at that.
To when I bought my house 7, 8 years ago, I was able to get it at 70,000. That young adult who want to purchase their house today, prices are like 150, two hundred
Right.
thousand for something very small and simple. We
Right.
So the longer you wait, the harder it's going to get for you. It's not like you're going to wait 10 years and it get easier. It's going to get harder. But here's another reason you want to get started. When we start looking at other communities and they are starting businesses, a lot of times they pull money from their real estate. Well, we don't have any money to pull down equity. We have to change that. When they say borrow money from your friends and family members, it's not strangers. A lot of times you go to people who have real estate, they pull down equity, and that's your loan to get started. We don't have any of that. So we have to get started if we're talking about generational wealth. It's important, one, to start building our assets so that way we can, be put in positions to start businesses, fund businesses, how profitable businesses, but then to give jobs to our community.
That's right.
You don't own anything. If you don't own anything, you can't control anything. You must own the business, own the real estate, so you can then make a change in our communities.
Man, I love it. Brothers and sisters, we've been talking to Attorney Shymane Robinson. She's been dropping some jewels on us today. We appreciate you for coming on the show and talking to us. If you can let people know where they can contact you, and I got the address going across the bottom of the screen. But if you have a number, Instagram, all those contacts you want to give, so people can reach out to you.
Awesome. You will want to follow our Instagram channel at TrueLawyer_, Our website is www.truelawyer.com. Phone number is 312-442-0057. Feel free to reach out to us. If you are a business, understand you do not own your brand without a trademark. You do not want to build a brand that you don't own. It's pointless to do that. You can literally have to start over from scratch. So you want to give us a call. If you're selling real estate, you're purchasing real estate, you want an attorney on your team that's going to be a strategic partner and work for you. Not all attorneys are made alike, so I give that invitation for you to reach out to us. Even if you're in a position where, hey, I may not be ready for a trademark, I may not have any assets, I just want to utilize your space to market my business, call us. We're here for you, right? We want you to reach out, connect, network with us. We are a family here at True Lawyer, so become a part of our True Lawyer family. And then if we have time, I want to make them aware of our trademark giveaway. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Awesome. So the month of October is Women's Month, Business Month. We are giving away 4 free trademarks to women entrepreneurs. When I say I'm serious about us changing the landscape of our communities, I'm serious and I want you to be able to own your brand. Follow our Instagram, TrueLawyer_. Check out our posts, the requirements to enter. We have already given away 1 free trademark this month. The next winner will be announced on Thursday, and we are doing it every single week for the month of October. So please enter if that's you, and or share it with an entrepreneur that would be helpful for. And then very last thing, we are hiring. Apply, apply, apply. Go to our website. We are looking for a paralegal and a social media assistant. So if you have the credentials required, please go to our website and apply.
Oh, I love it. I'm glad you mentioned that because I did see it on your Instagram. So that first one was announced October 7th. So it's real. You are doing it. You already have one winner, if you will. And so, brothers and sisters, or sisters primarily, right?
Yeah.
Get in there, find out what the requirements are so you can get that done. And we love that you're hiring. And that's a wise move to have that social media manager. You got to have somebody when you're able to move it from not being you to having somebody who can focus on your social media. When you first start out, it may have to be you, and you may have to, sacrifice 30 minutes in the morning and the evening, or do whatever it takes so that you can grow that free publicity on social media. It cannot be ignored. So we see you shaking and moving over there, doing a lot of first
Thank you.
and growing.
Thank you.
So anytime you want to come on, we are here and available, and we appreciate you, and we'll be talking to you again soon. Hopefully, we'll be closing some deals together.
Yes, let's get to the table together. I look forward to it. I want to thank you so much for having me today. Thank you to your audience as well. Become a part of our family. We really are here for the culture. Call us, talk to us on social media. We respond, and if it's not myself that you're speaking with, any member of my team can assist you. They are just as lovely as well. So if you don't take anything else from today, own the brand, own the real estate. It's never too late to get started. You want to start now.
Beautiful. We appreciate you, and we'll be talking to you soon.
All right. Thank you. Take care.
All right. Take care. All right, brothers and sisters, that's the end of the show. Thank you all for tuning in. We're going to close out with a short outro, and we'll be talking to you all again real soon. Peace. Bean Soup Times is on a mission to create dope content that entertains, educates, and empowers the Black community. We keep our ear to the ground. We ask. We report to you. We help Black people to share their message. We promote real dialogue. We provide a platform to help give voice to the voiceless. We educate you on how to shop smart. Our passion is to inform you about Black events, businesses, organizations, and entertainers. We are Black owned. We are Black Chicago. We are the award-winning Bean Soup Times.
Got the spot for y'all. Y'all started off with that lesson, man. Appreciate it.